Bonjour. Bonjour les amis. Just popping in. Bonjour, bonjour. Bienvenue à Paris. I'm hoping the Australians will be up, or the Kiwis. A little too early for some of the Americans. Whoops. Do you recognize this beautiful place? I'm just holding my phone as a heads up, so it may not be as stable as it usually is. I wasn't planning to do this. I'm meeting a friend in a little while on the Île Saint-Louis, which is very close to here, so I stopped here on the way, walked around Notre Dame, checked on our old lady. She's doing great. They're taking really good care of her. And right now I'm standing at the tip of the Île de la Cité, the largest, or the larger I should say, of the two islands. This is the Palace of Justice. You recognize the building. A big chunk of it has been transferred to the 17th arrondissement where I live, northwestern section of Paris. And this used to be, way back when, in the Middle Ages, Le Palais de la Cité, the royal palace. It used to sit right there. In fact, we would have been standing in the gardens right now. And then in the 14th century, the kings decided to hop across the Seine River and settle down on the right bank at the Louvre. I see my friend Roz is here. So I do have a few Australians. Yay! I always feel bad live streaming so late in the day here because I know in other parts of the world people are sleeping. Maybe I'll start walking. It'll be more interesting for you and it will keep me warm. Yes, Dave, you should be sleeping by now, 3 a.m. on the West Coast. It's about 3 Celsius here, 3 or 4 tops. So I'm telling you, bonjour Sylvain, my fingers are pretty numb. But I couldn't be here at in this beautiful square without showing you the sights. I know many of you love coming here. It's windy and the microphone is probably picking up some of it. My apologies. Let's try to go down those steps without falling. Voila. Now behind me where I was standing is where typically people would be playing pétanque. You see, there's plenty of space here to play pétanque. Unfortunately, well, I guess it's too cold to play pétanque and the rain comes and goes. Very unstable weather right now. But you still have this beautiful architecture. The former Place Royale. It's changed name a lot over the centuries. It's now, of course, the Place Dauphine. It used to look very different in the 1960s or so if you Google it online. When cars were still allowed before they did a big renovation of it, you probably wouldn't even recognize sections of it. It looks so much more civilized now than it did back then. Then again, that applies to a lot of sections in Paris. The 60s were not kind to Paris and other parts of France. I am standing, oh, this is cool. I'm standing directly across from one of the art galleries on the square, La Galerie du Vert Galant, named after a famous French king, Henry IV. He's the one who commissioned this square. And another famous square where we might go this weekend. If you join me for our next live stroll, might take you to another square that he commissioned in the Marais. So this art gallery, La Galerie du Vert Galant, used to be a home, and it may still be on the little section up there that you see. And two very famous artists and activists lived there for many, many years. Simone Signoret and Yves Montand. So they were definitely some of the biggest celebrities who lived here, at least to French people. So now you have all the restaurants closed, everything is closed. This is a good representation of Paris these days in some neighborhoods. You see how everything is closed? So Paris these days feels like Paris on Monday mornings when a lot of things are still closed, except in some neighborhoods it's all the time. It takes a little bit getting used to. Of course, by now it's almost been a year. Our restaurants and cafes and bars and museums have been closed for months, with no hope of reopening until Easter. The rumor has it, Easter. It's anybody's guess how many of them will actually survive this. Not all of them can afford to offer to-go options. Some do. In fact, I'm meeting a friend on Ile Saint-Louis at a place that does takeout, so we can buy some coffee and drink it outside. But it's not going to be very pleasant, as you can imagine, in this weather. Typically, especially during tourist season, the only time you'd see the square this quiet would be at night, and even then, or very, very early in the morning. And it's now about noon or 1 p.m., I forget what time it is. Where are you going to eat, Sylvain, if you keep your hotel reservation? Well, you know, I've been traveling around France a little bit for work, so I can share Paris, but also France with you. I was recently in the Loire Valley and in Brittany. I've been renting apartments only, because that's the only way to deal with the 6 p.m. curfew and the fact that there aren't any restaurants. In an apartment, you can do takeout, order some food from a restaurant, and then eat it. You have a kitchen. It helps a lot. So I'd probably check with the hotel what's available. And that's what I would do for March. I really don't see tourist season starting any earlier than summer, even late summer, if it starts then. Everybody's talking about a third lockdown, but President Macron is kind of thinking, waiting and seeing and dragging his feet about it. Some people want the lockdown, some people just to get done with this. They're hoping it would really help. A strict lockdown like the one we had in the spring. Other people say it would be useless. I certainly would not want to be in his shoes right now. Here is the entrance of La Place Dauphine. Not quite as pretty as it usually is, because the big statue of Le Vert Galant, King Henry IV, is standing on scaffolding right now. They're doing some renovation. You can see him from here. So he's looking at the square. La Place Dauphine, which he named after his son, Le Dauphin, the heir, who became Louis XIII. Here's a cool little restaurant a lot of you I know have visited in the past, Ma Salle à Manger, my dining room. They specialize in food from the Basque country. And of course, right now, it's closed. Pretty blue color. It's really cold, I'm telling you. My fingers are numb through the gloves. Oh, they left a little sign on the door. What does it say? It says, "Nous sommes partis aux Bahamas." Ha ha ha. We left for the Bahamas. Nous reviendrons quand il fera meilleur. We will return in better days. Yeah, poor things. I hope they're somewhere in the sun at least. Voila, this was just an impromptu bonjour from me to you. I thought you might enjoy seeing this. I know La Place Dauphine is always a popular site. Maybe I'll do a quick little hello. Voila. So you can see my face without the face mask for once. You've gotten used to seeing my face with a face mask on the last few months. So we have a rendezvous this weekend. I will post information later today, Saturday or Sunday, and after the walk around the new and improved Place de la Bastille, I'm planning to take you into the Marais, and I'm working on a little surprise for you. I don't know if it's gonna work out or not, but so I can't say more now, but hopefully you will enjoy the stroll. So I'll post the information later today, and then I hope to see you there as well. So let me show you La Place Dauphine one last time. I've taken a few photos of Notre Dame and the Seine River that's really high and really mad right now. And I'll share them later too. So thank you for joining me once again. Have a wonderful day if you're about to start your day. Go to sleep if you should be in bed. And I will see you very soon. À bientôt les amis. Au revoir.